Welcome back. Last time we explored Session 10, the history of Moldek, the Mu, and Atlantis. Today, Session 11 takes us somewhere that might feel uncomfortable within the raw material. We're going into the shadow. But remember, Ra never asks us to fear it, only to understand it. Section 1 I've broken down into the Orion Group. So Ra introduces us to the Orion Confederation, a group of entities operating on the service to self path, whose mission is to come to Earth and find those who are receptive to messages of power and control. They aren't here for everyone, and that's important to remember. They want a quick route. They're looking for what Ra calls those who seek to be of the elite. They work through telepathic contact, influencing individuals, influencing groups, nudging humanity towards separation and domination rather than unity. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is Ra's cosmology. And in fairness, once you see it, you start to recognize the pattern everywhere around you. And here's something that stopped me in my tracks when I first encountered it. So, a negative harvest is entirely possible. Okay, an entity needs to reach 95% of service to self to achieve a negative polarization and then move forward on their path. Now compare that to what Ra told us about the positive polarization, which only requires 51% service to others. So we can see the negative path is much narrower, it's harder, but it does exist. And Ra never pretends otherwise. Both paths lead forward through the densities. The difference is where they ultimately lead and what the journey costs the soul. Now in section 3, I'm going to call this free will and the balance. This is where Ra's answer to the obvious question comes. If the Orion Group is operating here, why doesn't the Confederation just stop them? Well, that's because free will is the most sacred law in the universe. The Confederation cannot simply counteract the Orion Group directly. Both paths are permitted to operate. Ra describes this as a cosmic balancing, light and dark. Okay? Intention, both ultimately serving the Creator's desire to know itself through everything possible. This isn't a comfortable teaching, but it's a profound one. The darkness isn't a mistake, it's part of the design. Now, the next section I'm calling the powerful and the elite. Okay. In this, Ra explains why the Orion Group targets those in positions of power specifically. You know, your world leaders, your institutions, those who influence millions. One person in the right position at the right time can ripple their influence across an entire civilization. Now, that's the most efficient method of negative harvest. You don't need to reach everyone. You only need to reach the few who control the many. Look at the world around you. Does that land? It makes sense to me when I see what's going on. And the next part, disease and separation. Now, this is always very sensitive to people. Okay. Now, Ra touches on something deeply relevant. That negative energy and separation consciousness can manifest as a physical illness and an imbalance in individuals and collectively. When we move away from unity, from love, from the recognition that all are one, it has consequences in the body and in the world. This isn't punishment. It's simply the natural result of moving against the flow of the universe. But it's one that is very difficult for many people to understand and causes lots of arguments. So, section 6 is the great experiment. Now, Ra describes Earth as something of a grand experiment, okay? A place where both paths, service to others and service to self, play out simultaneously, where the harvest will ultimately reveal which way humanity has chosen. Now, we are currently living inside that experiment right now. Every choice we make is a part of it. And Ra's answer, as always, comes back to free will. We must choose. We have no choice. We must choose. And we must choose, most importantly, freely. Okay? We must choose freely. I'm going to close now saying that session 11 in the Ra material isn't easy material. Okay? It really isn't. It asks a lot of searching questions. But Ra never asks us to look away. Understanding the negative path doesn't make us part of it. It makes us wiser on our own travels on the positive one. Now I greet you in the love and light, as always, in the one infinite Creator, Adonai.